Introduce himself.
Yeah, Ryan Richardson, also known as a mortgage fella, Movement Mortgage, just one of your local mortgage guys.
What can a buyer do with interest rates still climbing? Got any ideas?
Yeah, one of the biggest things that people are doing right now is what's called a 2-1 buy down or a 3-2-1 buy down. But basically what it is, so for instance, like a 2-1 buy down, if your normal interest rate is going to be 6%, it allows you to buy it down to 4% for that first year. And then after that, it goes back up to the 6. So the idea is, you know, these things move in cycles. So we're on a roller coaster. We're at the up point right now. We're at the high interest rates, but as the roller coaster comes down, and we hit the bottom of the cycle again, the rates are going to come back down. So everyone's going to be, most likely in the next 2 or 3 years, in a refi opportunity if you bought. So the idea with this is it gives you that payment break for the first year, and then after the first year, you know, the rate's going to go back up, so you might have that higher payment for a year or two, but it's kind of to help you increase a little payment shock so you can kind of get through that a little bit. So that's the most common one. That is, if you have a seller or you're putting an offer in and you're looking for some sort of seller's assist or some sort of other kick-in, this may be something that would be beneficial to you, because if you have the seller covering the cost of the buy down, that would be the only way that this really makes sense. So instead of the seller, you know, if you have a $500,000 price, but you lower the price to $490,000, that's not really going to give you a huge change in payment. You're looking about maybe $50. But if you change the rate from 6% to 4%, that's going to save you a couple $100. So this is something that would be, you know, especially if you have a house that's not selling, this would be you know, something that would advertise. Instead of lowering the price, you're better off buying the rate down because you're going to get more impact on your monthly payment.
Okay. And buying the payment down, roughly how much would that cost? Let's use that $500,000 house that you were talking about.
Yeah, so it depends on the day, depends on the rate pricing, but 1 point is 1% of the loan amount. So if you're, depending on how much the buy down comes out to, like let's say in that 6 and 4 scenario, so 6% to 4%, and then the $500,000 loan amount. So 1 point is going to be $5,000. So it might cost you, you know, $5 to $10,000 to be able to buy that rate down. So it depends on the day, it depends on what the rate pricing is that day, but you know, again, instead of the seller giving you a $10,000 seller's assist, that'll give you $10,000 right away unless cash to close. But over that year, you're going to be able to probably save more in your payment if they buy the rate down and by doing the 2-1 buy down.
And the seller would have to lower it probably $50,000 to get the payment down to where that would equal. Okay.
Yeah. So you're better.
Savings for a seller.
Yeah, you're better lowering the rate. If you're lowering the price $10,000 or lowering the rate 2 percentage points, lowering the rate 2 percentage points is going to have a way bigger impact on payment than just $10,000 in loan amount.
Any other tips we have for buyers specifically?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's a good time to buy right now. I mean, interest rates suck. They are what they are. We can't control the market. It is what it is. Historically, over the last 50 years, we're still under the historical average. So we've just been spoiled with these 2, 3, 4% interest rates. But if you can swing the payment now and buy something, there's less competition. I'm seeing more seller's assist now. You know, a year ago, there was 50 offers on every house and people were paying 50, 60 grand over. So, you know, waiving inspections. I saw on one agreement of sale, somebody was offering to buy Chick-fil-A for a year to the sellers if they accepted their offer. So instead of having to get crazy and crazy creative, there's less competition now. So if you can swing the payment now, knowing that you're going to refi in 2 or 3 years to a lower payment anyways, you know, now is a great time to buy. But, you know, unfortunately, the market's the market. Kind of just sucks where it's at right now, but if you can take advantage of a couple of these little tips and tricks and talk to people that are in the know that know what they're doing with them, you know, hopefully help you stand out and get you where you want to go.
Does refinance cost as much as getting the mortgage loan?
Yeah, no, not really. So usually you're looking about like $3 to $5,000 on a refi, but the biggest difference is on a refi, you can roll those costs into the loan. So if you refinance, that's not something you have to pay out of pocket, but on a purchase, someone's got to pay it, whether it's you or the seller, someone's got to pay the closing costs. So, you know, that's a big factor is it's not that expensive. I mean, you're rolling $3 or $4,000 into the loan, but if you're lowering your rate by a full percentage point or more, that's gonna have a way bigger impact on your monthly cash flow. So, you know, I always say I'm more of a financial consultative approach. Like the lowest rate may not be the best rate for you. What the best solution for you is what's gonna be the cheapest for you in the long run that meets the goals of how long you're gonna be.
We used to recommend you don't want to refinance unless you're going to be there 5 years. Is that still?
I would say it's more rate, right? If you're going to get a 1 percentage point drop in rate, then it's probably worth it. So, you know, if I'm spending $3 or $4,000, but I'm lowering my payment by $100 a month, then and I'm going to be in that house for the next 5 years, then it probably makes sense.
Yeah, 3 years, you're already making doing better.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You're break even. And that's kind of
Yeah.
what I look at is I'm spending this amount of money to save this amount of money. Where's my break even point? And am I going to be in the house long enough to benefit from that?
Okay,
So-
thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. Jules?
We will put your
Always
contact
pleasure.
details at the end so
Yeah.
people can see it. And of course, you can always reach out to me or Ryan for help or any questions you have about our local market in Montgomery and Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And remember, your property is a top priority at Real Estate by Jules.